Says, hi everyone, welcome to Fat to Thin Senior RNY. I'm Raven. I was 76 years old when I had gastric bypass surgery on December 16, 2019. Last week I talked about what not to buy when preparing for surgery and the life after surgery and what not to buy after surgery. Because I don't know, if you're like me, you go out and you buy a lot of stuff. Because just in case, In this vlog, I'll be talking about life after RNY. What happens, If you're curious, please continue to watch and join me on this journey. Last week I talked about what not to buy when preparing for surgery and what not to buy immediately after surgery, preparing for the rest of your life. In this vlog, I'll be talking about life after RNY. My problem is that life is getting boring. Yes, I know we're stuck at home, but that's not really what I mean. I mean, what I feel like is that I'm waiting for something to happen. Maybe I'll win the lottery. Who knows, Of course, it would help if I bought a ticket. But anyway, I have this hurry up and wait feeling. Where like you're expecting something any second now, right? I mean, what about every day after you have the surgery? What about every day after you get to your weight goal? What happens then? Have you planned that? I haven't planned that. Okay. I'm finding myself falling back into bad habits too. So I stopped. Okay, because I recognize that these are not good, I found myself sitting up in the bed, playing video games, munching on crackers. I found myself eating late, like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Definitely a no-no was eating while playing video games or watching YouTube, I guess it's just as bad as watching TV and eating, except that I don't have a TV, okay? I found myself picking at food all day. I mean, like, I would take a mouthful of this and, one or two of those, and never really making a meal, not making a plate, with its different colors and its beauty, and sitting down and appreciating it and eating it. No, I wasn't doing that. I was just kind of picking all day long and being hungry all day long. Although not really stomach hungry, more like mouth hungry. The more I put in there, the more I wanted, So I had to stop all of that stuff because that's what got me there, It's amazing how fast we can fall back into that stuff and not even realize that we're doing it, Looking back when I was at my heaviest, I would play computer games all day long. I tell you, the first, pedometer I bought was one of those little round ones that clips onto your shoes. That was before watches came out and that kind of stuff, It's just mechanical, you moved and it flicked, Well, I bought one saying, I'm gonna get out there and do, and found out that I was walking a total of 250 steps per day. What is that? That's a walk from the side of the bed to the chair, to the bathroom, to the chair. It's like that all day. That's it. And considering that the bathroom door was on the other side of the wall from where my chair was, it meant that I got up the chair, walked around the wall, went to the bathroom, came back. Now, to do that, I had to pass through the bedroom. So, I didn't go too far, And the kitchen was like right over here. So I was shocked. I was shocked it was only 250 steps. I thought a couple of thousand, easy, a day. Nope, not me. You know, at that time, when I was pretty much just playing computer games, I took care of people in my home. It meant that I was 24/7 on call for 9 years. Looking back, when I look back at my life during that time, everything seems a little bit dark. You know, the atmosphere around the picture that forms in my head is dark. It's like I need to turn a light on. Everything is dark except the slider, you know, the entrance, the exit to that very beautiful porch that I had built outside. The slider that went wrapped around the house and came down in a handicap ramp so that you could take the wheelchairs out and stuff like that. It was gorgeous, beautiful. I never went out there. I never sat out there. I never sat on the grass. I never sat on the trees. I never visited the yard. I looked out the window a lot, out the slider, but that was about it. One year, though, I did build a yurt in the backyard. It was 20 foot wide. Well, it was a circle. It's 20 feet. 20 foot wide, you know. I set it up as a sacred space, and I had the steps built from the porch to go down a little bit and then into the yurt. I retreated there for meditation, to pray, to be alone, to get my mind together. It was a sacred space. I'll put one of the pictures are here. I've lost a lot of my pictures over the last couple of years, but I'll put one here. During that time, all of that time that I was living in that absolutely gorgeous house, and it was very dark to me. During that time, I felt like my creativity was leaving me. Like I just couldn't do it. I tried to paint. I used to paint in oils and acrylics, and sometimes both at the same time. I tried playing music. You know, I had guitars, I had drums. I crocheted a lot. I made a lot of Afghans, but they're heavy. They're heavy, and everybody has one, you know. So I got down to crocheting doilies because I just wanted to crochet, and they are very, very intricate and beautiful. Some of the designs are just unbelievable, and they are difficult to do. I mean, you know, of course, there's always the easy ones. I gave them to the co-op we were living in to sell, to raise money for the playground or whatever was needed, you know, by the community group. Just because I had a need to crochet, just to do something, you know. I put into place a rule when I realized I was only walking 250 steps per day. I walked, the rule was I had to walk for 10 minutes or exercise or do something up out of that chair for 10 minutes. I used to spin 𝗏𝒃𝒊𝒃𝒍𝒆. There was poi, P-O-I, made out of socks, you know, to music. I did poi for 10 minutes. I walked, but I was 150 pounds overweight. I was closer to 300 pounds. You know, so walking 10 minutes at 300 pounds was painful, but I did it. I got up to the point of walking up to 3 miles a day. I'm not up to 3 miles a day now, but I was then. And I still didn't lose much weight. And it was a struggle the whole time. Of course, I was 150 pounds overweight. During that time, I lost about 45 pounds, but that 45 pounds took 20 years to take off. I kept it off, but it took 20 years to lose 45 pounds. That's why when the opportunity for the surgery came along, I said, well, here's a way to lose another 45 pounds without going for 20 years to lose it. By that time, 20 years from now, I'll be able to do anything. This RNY surgery or gastric bypass, or any surgery or any gastric surgery is, or a diet, all of it is just a day-to-day thing. I mean, it's a struggle you have to fight every day. And it doesn't matter if you've got your stomach reduced in size or not. You still have to mentally fight that problem. Because, I mean, you only might be able to eat, you know, an ounce. But if you eat an ounce of, let's say, cake, ice cream, whatever, every hour, you've eaten a lot of calories, you know. The operation, I mean, there's other stuff going on in my life too, other than food, you know. Maybe that's why the diet thing is getting to be, well, everything. The operation was exciting. Absolutely exciting. The preparation for it is exciting. The struggle to get it was exciting. The struggle afterwards, after the surgery, is exciting. I'm, what, 14 months out now? So the excitement is kind of sort of wearing off, you know. I mean, it was exciting to lose weight without having to do anything. Okay, so I mean, I threw up, you know, and then I struggled. Yeah, but it was super easy compared to the struggle I've been doing for the last 20 years. And it's given me an opportunity to actually be thinner so that I can actually get up and move to more than 250 steps and get out there and live, you know. I mean, what do I do, you know? If I live as old as my mother, she died at 94, I've got 17 more years of playing and doing. If I live to be 100, which is not even as old as my uncle when he died, I've got 23 more years to play, to party, you know? And if I live to 135, which was my goal, I've got 58 years. 58 years to play. So what do I do? Now, you know, that's a funny position to be in. I mean, it really is. I had seen so many YouTube videos, talk to people, you know, like, and almost everybody who has worked their whole life cannot fathom what to do after they don't have to go to work. A lot of people die, you know, because they're so hooked into the schedule and whatnot. But I haven't found what I want to play at yet, you know. I mean, I'm not going to sit home for the next 17 years at minimum and crochet and knit for the homeless for years. I've got a lot of years. That's a lot of years. I mean, and with the knitting machine, I can make 3 hats a day. That's a lot of hats. And even if I crochet, I can crochet a really nice hat in 2 days, you know. But who's going to do that? I'm also not going to sit around thinking about food for the rest of my life either. I mean, this journey, these 77 years that I've lived so far, seems to be pretty much centered around, you know, what am I going to eat? Is it good to eat? Whatever. You know, I'm tired of that. You know, I think that's why I started looking at and investigating and participating in intuitive eating, because I'm tired of thinking about food, you know. And, you know, the funny thing, too, is that it seems to me that food really tastes good when I'm hungry. When I'm not hungry, it doesn't taste good. It's the same exact food, you know, same exact, you know, out of the same pot. And it just doesn't taste good. So I use that as a tool. So right now, right this minute pretty much, I get busy with something to take control of my hands other than reaching for food. You should note that having your stomach cut open doesn't mean that your hands will stop reaching for food. Okay, or that you'll stop thinking about it. It doesn't happen like that. I mean, I've got some stuff that I'm working on, you know, my cargo trailer that I want to convert. I've got a new tongue drum that I'm trying to learn how to play. I'm still crocheting and knitting hats. I've got the circular knitting machine for making hats, but it, you know, maximum it takes an hour to make a hat, you know. And then, of course, there's the walking challenges and the races, which I'm still doing, still participating in, and still fun. But these things won't last 17 years, won't last 58 years. You know, I gotta find something else, you know. Or maybe I'm supposed to just keep changing it up, you know. I feel it's not the time to make a move. I mean, I have this feeling that's hurry up and wait, but it's not the right time to move. I need more planning. I'm doing more planning. I've designed how I want the interior of my cargo trailer to look. I'll put a picture up here somewhere. I need to learn more stuff. I need to actually even decide where I want to go, if I decide to go somewhere. But after that, when it's time to move and do things, then what? You know? Maybe I should be just a free spirit and go day by day and let it go at that, you know? What about you? Those of you who had the surgery, those of you who are upcoming, have you made any plans for what happens after surgery? I mean like a year, 2, 3 years out. What's your plans after you get thin, now that you can get up and do, get up and go, get up and be, you know? So anyway, Rowley is regressing. He's a handsome dude, but he's regressing. He's barking at everything. I mean everything. We go out and walk at night. There is not a soul outside. There is no dogs outside. There's no rabbits, no coyotes, no nothing. The wind isn't even blowing, and Rowley is barking at something. You know, I don't know. I have a clue. He's lunging at anything with wheels. That includes cars, trucks, and RVs. Can you imagine? I asked him one day, what are you going to do with that RV if you catch it? I mean, the damn thing is 45 feet long, being pulled by, you know, 1-ton truck. You know, but he's barking away. He's going to get it, you know. Anyway, my goal next month, for him anyway, is to get him to the vet. It's kind of hard to make appointments, COVID, you know. To get his checkups, he may need shots. Probably boosters. And he's got, I need to change the name and address and things on his microchip. I need to find out who has that chip, what company, you know, that kind of stuff. He needs dog obedience school so that we can travel whenever it is that we can travel, whenever, you know, they open up the world. And he's scared to death of riding in a car. He still doesn't want to go in a car. He would rather stay in the house than go with me in the car. And there are times where I try to pull him into the car, he backs off, pulls on it, yanks on the chain, and runs up the steps to go back in the house. And he will stay in the house. Fine, stand there and watch me close the door. He doesn't want to go. Lately, he doesn't always return when I call his name. Now that's dangerous. Around here, that's dangerous. There's coyotes, there are assorted things, people in cars, you know. I mean, there are no sidewalks here. You're walking where the cars are all the time. So I need to get him some kind of school So anyway, to sum up, I'm feeling good. Headache is gone. I've got new medications for migraines, which is actually making my body feel pretty good too. I'm feeling much better and even able to think sometimes, because this last migraine wasn't very painful, but I was in a fog. I couldn't think. I would say a word and try and repeat that word, and I couldn't even tell you what it was. I could tell you maybe what we were just talking about, but I couldn't remember the word. It was just terrible. Or I'd say other words, like there was one day I was in such a fog that I kept calling Rowley by my other pets' names, cat names, dog names, you know, other names of other animals that I've had over the years, but I could not think of the name Rowley. It was amazing. He didn't seem to care, but I did. Anyway, I'd make choice for surgery again, because it's opened up my life. I mean, to the point where you even got a Rowley to help me walk, you know, the excuse to go out and walk, because Rowley has this habit. He will not defecate anywhere around his house. So he will not go around. I can't put him out on a chain, you know, like people do in their backyards or their front yards. Put him out on a chain, they go to the bathroom, and they go outside later on, pick it up, that kind of stuff. He won't do that. He will hold it in until he can go outside, away from the house to go. So I have to go for a walk, which is pretty cool. So I got what I asked for, you know. Just pretty cool. So anyway, please subscribe, comment, and share this video, okay? And don't forget to click show more. And thank you for watching and listening, and thanks for subscribing, okay? See you next Friday. You take care of you and yours, and blessed be.